Right now, we're going to start on the phone line with our expert. It's national college football writer Chris Hummer for us here at 247 Sports. Chris, glad to have you back on the program. He's returning on College Football Roll Call, and we're going to get things started with your biggest winner of the week. Chris, lay it on us.
Yeah, for once in the college football season, the West Coast is feeling good. I think the biggest winner was the Pac-12 as a whole because it survived the weekend with two college football contenders intact still, and that's pretty different than what we've seen the last two seasons, where by basically mid-October, the Pac-12 was out of the college football playoff picture. I don't think there's any guarantee the Pac-12 submits a team this season to that group of four, but Oregon in a road win over Washington looked really, really good. And you could say the same thing about Utah, kind of just decimating Arizona State in a game that was kind of for the Pac-12 South lead. So in Utah and Oregon, you have two teams that are perfectly capable of running the table with a loss each. And if you submit a one-loss Pac-12 team, they have a shot to reach the playoffs. So that's huge for the Pac-12 after a couple of down seasons overall in terms of national contention.
Yeah, Oregon and Utah are knocking on the door of the top 10 right now, and that's setting up to be a pretty interesting Pac-12 championship matchup. I don't know if either one's going to make the playoff, both of them dealing with one loss, but certainly clinging to life. In the comment section, Joshua Blanton says Penn State is his biggest winner and his biggest loser is Wisconsin. Make sure you're dropping your biggest winner and loser in the comment section right now. And Chris, I got a feeling that we're all going to be on the same page with Joshua. Who's your biggest loser of the week?
Yeah, I have to agree with Joshua. It's Wisconsin. You lose to Illinois, a program that had its head coach on the hot seat entering the game, and you were a 30-point favorite, and you lose that game. That's just decimating for a program that had national championship hopes. It also is kind of a lose-lose for the fans because now that Wisconsin-Ohio State matchup this week looks a little less appealing. But, yeah, I think, if anything, we kind of saw – I don't want to say Wisconsin got exposed, but their style of football, which has a significantly lower margin of error than some of the other teams nationally that are more explosive than the Badgers, kind of got shown to the world. Wisconsin had turnovers at the wrong time Saturday, and it's not kind of an explosive enough offense to make up for that at the wrong time, and you saw what happens to Wisconsin. And there's a reason why year after year Wisconsin is really close to winning the Big Ten, but just kind of can't get over that hump, and it's because they have less wiggle room than some of the more talented and more explosive teams nationally. And this was, albeit an extreme example, another example of that on Saturday.
Yeah, I never in a million years thought Wisconsin would have lost to Illinois. They were 30-point favorites heading into that game, and Illinois had lost something like 28 straight Big Ten matchups before that game. And you said it best, now that Wisconsin-Ohio State battle coming up this weekend is a bit spoiled. It's still a battle of top 25 programs and potential preview of the Big Ten championship, but overall, the spirits kind of sunk in that matchup right now. There was a lot of other action around the college football world in Week 8. Chris, what other takeaways did you have?
Yeah, I think the biggest takeaway from the weekend is just Tua Tagovailoa's ankle injury. I remember Saturday night after it happened, I spent like 30 minutes on WebMD kind of trying to figure out like how long a high ankle sprain would keep somebody out. And that LSU game in 3 weeks is looming. They've got Arkansas this weekend, which Alabama can get through without much of an issue. But when you talk about playing LSU, you need your superstar quarterback in there. And we saw Alabama's season change a season ago when Tua hurt his ankle in the SEC championship game. He just never looked the same after having surgery on that exact same opposite ankle, but the exact same surgery. So I think there isn't a team more reliant on a single player nationally than Alabama and Tua. Tua's quarterback, Mac Jones, is serviceable, but he does not elevate the offense in the way Tua does. And I think this injury is the most important one of the college football season, and it's something I'll be watching extremely closely because if he does not come back healthy and quickly, it could flip the entire tenor of the season.
Absolutely, Chris. Not only is Tua's injury a huge concern for Alabama's playoff chances, it also impacts the Heisman race as well as next year's NFL draft. And on that same note, I think that there's going to be a lot of mystery over the next couple of weeks with that LSU game on the horizon of the health of Tua Tagovailoa, and that is when we could be really assisted if we had NFL-style injury reports in college football, which I hope make its way to college football soon. But Chris, thank you so much. You've been an excellent guest, as always. We'll catch up with you again soon. Make sure you're following him on Twitter at Chris_Hummer. Great college football writer. Go follow him right now and read his work over at 247sports.com.